Hi everyone, I'm Chris with Unique Camping and Marine, and I'm here today with Derek and Cheryl from Letter Rip Holding Tank Cleaning Services. And we're going to be asking them several questions about what it is to get your holding tank cleaned and just a couple of general things. And we're gonna dive right into it. So let's get started. So for new RVers or for people who have never used a hydrojetting tank cleaning service, what are the benefits of having that kind of a service done?
Well, typically people just flush their tanks and maybe add an additive, which is fine for general maintenance. But from time to time, we need to get a deep cleaning done, and that's where we come in.
Absolutely. What is the process for deep cleaning a holding tank?
We have a high pressure jetter that we enter your vehicle from the working side or the passenger side of the vehicle through the gate valve, same valve that you use to dump your tanks. And we enter through there and pressure wash your system.
Just from our end of things, we have always liked to describe it using dental terms. So one of the best ways, because we absolutely love this sort of service, and we think it is extremely valuable. And the best way which we could put it is like using a holding tank treatment is going to be extremely similar to like brushing your teeth every day. It's going to maintain your teeth and have good fresh breath. But at least once or twice a year, you're going to want to go see a dentist, the professionals who are going to deep clean and get you all sorted out for the year. And I would say that that's more or less what your guys are doing. Is that kind of correct?
That's exactly right.
All right. How long have you been cleaning holding tanks, and what is the general area of which you service?
We've been professionally cleaning for about a year now. We service the San Antonio and surrounding areas free of charge, with no service charge to come out. However, if we go outside of that 1 hour ring, we do charge a service charge.
So how long does a service typically take on an RV?
It varies depending on what the call is about. Sometimes there's a clogged tank, other times it's just general maintenance. For general maintenance, anywhere between an hour to an hour and a half for thorough cleaning. And if it's a poop pyramid or other type of stoppage, it can take considerably longer.
How often do you typically recommend for an RVer to have their holding tanks deep cleaned?
Full-timers twice a year, part-timers once a year.
That makes total sense. So which holding tanks do you think need to get serviced more frequently? Black water holding tanks or gray water holding tanks?
We get calls usually for the black tank, but we recommend getting both the black and gray cleaned at the same time. One is more cost effective, and typically both are in bad condition at that time.
When it comes to red flags that you've heard from RVers, what are some common things that you've seen, and what are some things which RVers can avoid when it comes to putting things down into their black and gray water holding tanks?
The first red flag for us is having the black valve open, because that just causes all kind of trouble inside your holding tank. In the black tank, we've seen things from cleaning rags to paper towels and wipes down that black tank, and it just clogs everything up terribly.
Certainly one of the things which we've seen most common that everyone should avoid pretty much at all costs is putting any of those wet wipes down the toilet. Just because it says flushable on the bag does not mean it is actually flushable.
Similarly, we have issues with the gray tank. The gray tank with putting greases and fats in it. We call it the fog. Fats, oils, and greases, and all that stuff that comes off your body goes into your gray tank, and it starts clogging things up and messing up your sensors.
So we discussed briefly that leaving your black water holding tank valve in the open position is a pretty clear red flag. What is your opinion as far as leaving the gray water holding tank valve open when you're at a full hookups campground?
For most people, they should leave it close all the time, in my opinion. You know, there's occasions where someone is washing clothes, they have a washer machine, that's acceptable. Or you have several people showering, you may want to leave it open at that time. Other than that, I recommend leaving it shut, because the water leaves everything behind. Once the water's gone, you have debris left, and that starts to build up. So if you leave your tank open all the time, the water flows straight out from the shower into the drain, and then there's nothing to push water out like in the black tank.
So from a professional standpoint, what is it that you recommend that an RVer should use to treat their tanks, both gray and black water tanks, in between deep cleanings?
For the black tank, it's definitely water. Plenty of water. You can't put enough water down that tank. You want to keep the water above the poo. That's going to keep you from having issues. You also want to use a chemical that has enzymes and bacteria in it to help keep things flowing properly. In the gray tank, you want to wipe down your dishes prior to putting them in the sink and washing them. Everything you put down that sink ends up on your sensors and clogging your tank.
Struvite is something which RVers talk about a lot, both in campgrounds and online. Could you explain what Struvite is and how common is it?
Struvite is a mineral, basically ammonia, magnesium, and phosphate, similar to what's in our body. So when our urine hits into the black tank, it starts this chemical process which starts building up around the tank. The only way to get that Struvite down is by using chemicals to help it and then getting it professionally cleaned. If you leave it too long, it turns into a block of concrete, and then you're not able to use your tanks and you call us out anyway.
Excellent. So like how frequently would you say that you come across Struvite when it comes to like your season of cleaning?
Almost daily we come across Struvite. Everybody has some form of Struvite. It starts out as more or less a sandy product. It turns into flakes, and then it starts to crystallize and turns into then sheets, concrete-like, and we've seen it as thick as 1.5 inches in some tanks.
Oh wow! And I imagine that this happens over time. The Struvite buildup inside of holding tanks is over.
Yes. The longer you go without having your tanks professionally cleaned, that's how you get the serious buildup of that 1.5 inches of Struvite. That starts happening probably around year 5 or so.
Thank you so much for being with us today, Derek and Cheryl. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you and working with you today.
Thanks for having us. It was a pleasure for us as well.
As always, thank you so much for watching. If you would like to, please feel free to like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one, guys.